Again on with another disturbing breakdown. Now we go talk about these so-called trans kids where they're saying that the governor of Texas basically saying they should class that as child abuse for them to change a kid gender or basically have them on medication to change their gender. You know, I talked about it in my podcast yesterday. I was basically trying to get in it, but you know, we got a lot to talk about yesterday on the table, so we never really get in it. But this thing right here is huge, people, how they're changing over the world with all transgenders and the people sleep on it. We go get into this and break it down, see what they're talking about, because it is the new trend. Make it run.
It is the latest fight over transgender rights. And once again, the epicenter is Texas. Governor Greg Abbott and State Attorney General Ken Paxton have directed state agencies to conduct investigations of families when they provide gender-affirming medical care for transgender.
And you hear that, people? Pay attention what they just tell you, that the governor of Texas, and you already know who he is. He working for the devil people. Don't tell me shit. All of those governors and people who in charge of you, basically, they are working for the people. So what they do is put this shit on the table so you can have people protesting and talking about transgender rights. He is a part of it. We go get into it and mash it up.
Children. Abbott and Paxton went so far as to say that this care should be categorized as child abuse.
Yes, and he's 100% right on the money. That's what we've been calling it. You can't take a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old kid and turn them into another gender and claim that's what the kid want to be. And you're the parents of the kid. What kind of shit is that? 100% child abuse.
Navaz has our report.
Judy, even though this latest decision does not hold the weight of law, families in Texas are worried. Here's what Amber and Adam Briggle, who have a 14-year-old transgender son, told us.
It's traumatizing.
Listen.
It's anxiety inducing. And there's enough ambiguity to create.
And the reason why you see them look like this, people, is all by design. No coincidence here. The reason why you got on the USA shirt right there with the stars and the stripes, yes, because they tell you America is a land of freedom. They should allow to do anything they want. They got the arts and love. Fooling the dumb people on earth, you never get it. These are evil people, 100% in.
I think genuine concern that somebody's going to feel like they've been deputized to be a vigilante law enforcer.
What a dumb
think
shit.
that if it doesn't affect their kid,
And listen to this fucker right here, because it is another transgender. That's how they do it. They are transgenders. They want to turn the world over, yes, into Sodom and Gomorrah. You can't have Sodom and Gomorrah without all gays and so-called transgender people twisting up God's work right here on
they
earth.
don't need to care about it. They don't need to think about it. And though we are a small minority in this country,
Really?
the rights of my child matter just as much as the rights of your child do.
Wow.
Medical experts, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, say gender-affirming care is safe and
You hear
best practice for
You hear
trans.
that, people? Is safe. What do you mean it's safe? This is bullshit right here. No, I already told you. You can try to discipline your kids at home, and you get the police and the fucking government involved by just probably slapping your kid on the butt or the hand. You understand what I'm saying? Just to discipline them, to keep them in line. You can go to jail. But they're trying to tell you that they can change a little kid genitals or give them some medication to change up their inside, or they grow up and how their body react to things. You change them from a female to a male to a female. And you're telling me that's not child abuse? Come on, people. This is wrong right here. And because you believe in so-called freedom, rights and everything, you're going to go with these people. What do you think? It's 100% wrong.
Patients. For more on that, I'm joined by Dr. Stephen Rosenthal. He's a pediatric
They're all
endocrinologist and
fakers.
the medical director of the Child and Adolescent Gender Center at the University
Wow.
of California,
What a
San
dumb shit,
Francisco.
people.
Dr. Rosenthal, welcome to the News Hour. Thank you for joining us. So when people hear the phrase gender-affirming care, often they don't know what that means.
Yes.
What kind of care are we talking about? What's the sort of range of care you and your center provide?
Sure.
Wow.
Gender affirming care really is an umbrella term that encompasses, first and foremost, a thorough assessment by a qualified mental health gender specialist, and then includes a range of
They
possible.
can't explain it, people. That's why they're fumbling and bumbling. There's no way they can explain this shit and tell you that is something righteous they're doing. They're full of shit.
Medical options that range anywhere from fully reversible puberty blockers to gender-affirming sex hormones, and then in some older individuals, perhaps some gender-confirming surgeries.
Wow, you hear that, people? Gender-confirming surgery. Remember, they're telling you that these people being real. They're being who they are. That's why they switch up their gender. The reason why they're in a woman body and want to be a man, in a man body and want to be a woman, is because they're being true to themselves. Do you believe that, people? The whole wide world is brainwashed. What I tell you, you leave your kids to watch Disney, yes, Nickelodeon, so-called Facebook kids, YouTube kids, all of them, there to turn your kids into transgenders and gays for the new world order, and you slept on it. You never see it. Pay attention.
The science, what does the evidence show us about that kind of care? I mean, what's the consensus in the medical and child welfare community?
The practice that we follow is not out of the blue. It is really based on what are referred to as clinical practice guidelines and standards of care.
Where did they get it from, people? Where does it come from? Where is that so-called training come from in the doctor so-called field? Where does it come from? Who come up with these medication, people? And you tell me that you're living in a righteous world. It's not run by the devil, people. Why would they have something to change somebody's gender? Why? How? How would a doctor come up with that, people? Because they're actually working for the devil himself. How could you come up with a transformation surgery, turn a woman into man, man into woman, and you want to do it when they're damn kids? What a dumb shit.
Evidence-based. In fact, there are more than 25 years of published scientific evidence.
Where does it come from, dude? Where does it come from, dude? Wow, devil work.
I think I could highlight one particular study that was published just 2 months ago in the Journal of Adolescent Health, which made the, I think, very compelling observation that access to gender-affirming care, in particular sex hormones such as testosterone and estrogen to eligible adolescents, that this led to a...
What is eligible? What do you call eligible? You don't care about age. You want to switch them over from their babies. So what is it? Is the appropriate age for them to do that? How did they get qualified? Get out of here, people. It's bullshit. They want to change over all the youths. I told you, all those Netflix programming is basically gay and transgender programming. All of them. And everybody watching Netflix. What do you think?
Significant decrease in depression, suicidal ideation, and suicide attempts.
All bullshit.
So when you heard officials in Texas equating this to child abuse, what was your reaction? What did you think?
I was horrified, and I can only...
Just to put it on the table, people. The peoples that mention it, the Greg Abbott, is not one of you. It's not somebody that's going to stand up for you and believe in what you believe in. They're fucking with you so they could put this shit on the table 100%. At the end of the day, the Greg Abbott going to lose out to these people right here. The ones that actually pushing the trans. And I told you the Greg Abbott is a part of it. To put it on the front line.
How families, patients would react hearing this. I cannot think of any medical reason to deny access to care.
Wow. What's care? Deny access to care for what? What is you caring for? It's not a sick kid. This is dumb right here, people. 100% in.
Reputable medical and mental health organization in this country have endorsed an interdisciplinary model of care that follows the clinical practice guidelines and standards of care that I previously mentioned.
What a dumb shit, people.
So, Dr. Rosenthal, we should mention Texas isn't the only place that we've seen similar measures like this that do target transgender children. In particular, 20 other states have introduced similar measures in the last year, and some don't pass, some get stuck in court. But the very fact that this is a conversation, a national political conversation in many cases, is it having an effect on these children?
It's unquestionable that this is having an effect on children, feeling that people who, look, these are very complicated complicated situations that are best handled through a very, I think...
they can never explain it, people. He's fumbling and bumbling. He can never clearly explain this shit. Why he think it's right for you to start changing over a kid gender. What a dumb shit move.
Here's what we can confirm. It is going to take a little bit longer for a judge to decide whether to allow the state to investigate parents who provide gender-affirming care like hormone therapy for their kids. That's because Attorney General Ken Paxton has appealed a judge's ruling that would have temporarily stopped the state from investigating a family with a transgender daughter.
Yeah, that people, all of them is involved in it. The left, right, the red, the blue, Democrat, Republican. That's what they use for every fucking thing, but you don't understand. It's to bring to their agenda. You're not getting it. This is what they want to push on the people. They want to make it just legal. You know, it's right for woman to change into a man, man to change into a woman. Yes, from there was kids. You're not getting it, our white people. Part of the new world. Yes, Sodom and Gomorrah style.
According to our partners at the Texas Tribune, an appeals court has to rule on Paxton's request now. After that, another hearing
will... Look at this shit right there, people. Protect trans kids. What is that about, people? What is this about? These people here is here to fight to turn a kid into a trans? A kid, people. A kid that can't decide nothing at all. You have to decide for the kid. And then you're gonna do this right there. You're gonna change him into a transgender because what's the reason? You decide that you got the wrong baby, you got the wrong gender, or it's the baby that tell you that they're in the wrong body. Which one is it? Because anywhere you go, it's 100% bullshit.
Determine whether to put 100%. All investigations like this on hold.
This is what
the
they
Biden
want.
administration, meanwhile, has said that it will work to protect transgender children and their families in Texas.
And of course, people, just like the so-called abortion law that they're fighting over, here comes Joe Biden to get involved. And he always play the savior. So what side you think he gonna take? Yes, he gonna take the side to turn all the kids into transgenders. 100%. Why you think he in power in the New World Order?
Steve Campion joins us live near downtown with more breaking details. Steve, what can you tell us?
Well, we're now seeing the real-life consequences of Governor Abbott's move to try and classify gender-affirming care as child abuse. Texas Children's just told us that they're changing the way that doctors can care for their kids in order to protect families from any potential criminal consequences. Outrage among Southeast Texas's trans community.
You couldn't have this right there if the so-called Greg Abbott never opened his mouth. Do you get it? This is how they do it, people. They're trying to put a light to it. And remember, most people in the world is stupid. Plus, they're vaccinated. Just remember that shit. They're gonna mostly go with the government agenda. They've been altered 100% in. So there you go. Your agenda show up right there. The reason why the Greg Abbott mentioned it and mentioned the so-called transgender kids as child abuse. There you go. Then you get the protests everywhere. What you think? They're gonna win. What you think?
Continues to grow at this hour after Governor Abbott
there you go. This is a piece of shit, as you could see him with the star right there on the clothing. He's just a faker 100%. He is there to disrupt the masses, bring you down to destruction. That's why he's there.
CPS to investigate parents who work alongside doctors to give trans youth access to gender-affirming care.
Yes.
Just into Eyewitness News, Texas Children's released a statement confirming changes. Quote, the mission of Texas Children's Hospital is to create a healthier future for all children, including transgender children, within the bounds of the law. After assessing the Attorney General's...
They even got laws, people, I told you. Just like you have the abortion law, you're going to also have this law right here. You don't understand, and 100% they're the one who doing it by design to turn the world into Sodom and Gomorrah. I know a lot of people sleep, but take a listen.
In governor's actions, Texas Children's Hospital paused hormone-related prescription therapies for gender-affirming services. This step was taken to safeguard our healthcare professionals in impacted families.
And nobody asks what the so-called side effects of those drugs is. The hormone so-called therapy, the estrogen blockers and them shits that they put in the people, in the kids' body. What's the side effect? We already know they got them. Is it damaging your damn brain? Is it giving you some kind of, you know, what they call it, like bipolar type feeling? what do you get from it, people? What do you get from the result? Because remember, all medication carry side effect. All chemical carry chemical reaction. So what gonna happen to these kids later on after they pump up all these medication in them to change their gender?
From potential criminal legal ramifications, end quote. Trans activists and mental health experts warn the decisions being made in Austin could prove catastrophic.
Look at this shit right there, people. I support and trust transgender kids. What the fuck is this, people? You're blind on the world that you're living and where they're heading. You're blind, you're not seeing it, people.
For those most vulnerable.
Wow.
The governor is not licensed in any professional way.
Listen.
Neither is the attorney general who,
Look at his face.
made this statement. And it directly conflicts with every single professional organization who has affirmed transgender care as a medical necessity. And
bam! You hear what he say, people? A medical necessity. Are you kidding me to turn somebody's gender over to another? Come on, people. What kind of world you live in? I told you. Upside down style. That's all you're getting right now, people. Flip-flop. Shit that you used to frown upon, you actually accept it now with open arms. Why? The world is turned over. The devil take over the earth. You're not getting it or what, people? All you go see is the devil work.
That's the most important piece of this, is that they are unilaterally making a decision that goes against every single professional organization.
Wow.
The people that have never
Look
had
at
to
this shit right here, people. These are what they want to make legal right here. You want to turn your little boy in this from early. What kind of dumb shit is that, people? What is they pushing on you? You're not getting it. A lot of people gonna buy it and suck it up. Feel sorry for these people and side with them. That's how it is. Before you know it, you're gonna turn your kids in also, turn them into drags. Transgender grow up in this world. What you think? To be a part of this fucking Sodom and Gomorrah world, you have to bend where they bend. Take a look.
About their gender identity. That is such a privilege.
Wow, it's a
because
privilege.
those of us that have had to think about it, the reason is because we don't fit in to the two boxes that society has given us.
You hear that, people? And I bet you these people right here running towards the vaccine all day and the fucking dumb pandemic, but you don't fit in the box that they put you in. Get out of here. What box? Who put you in the box when you're born as a male? Please tell me, when you're born as a specific gender, you're born as a male, you're born as a female, who put you in a box? The Creator. The Creator is the one who gave you that gender. That's what I'm trying to tell you, people, is to alter the human being. Why would you do that? Why would you want to be a Baphomet? Why would you want to be an image of the devil? Why? Transgender is the devil. No lie. Show you the Baphomet with man arms, woman breasts and everything. What is that about? It's the same thing they're doing right here. It's called abomination. Destroying God creation.
Male or female.
All bullshit.
So where does this go from here? A judge has halted the governor's directive now as this battle continues.
Of course they go halt it, because at the end of the day, what gonna happen? They're gonna go on to do the devil work. They're never gonna stop.
President Joe Biden issued a statement on Governor Greg Abbott's directive targeting transgender children and their parents. The president called it government overreach at its worst.
You hear that, people? They don't call you telling people to wear a mask, social distancing, tell them where they can go and where they can't go. They never call that government overreach. But government overreach don't come lock you up because you beat your kid. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. You could make a little mistake, simple human being error, and your kid involved, and they come take your kid, CPS. Come take your kid. Have you in court, have you in jail, all kind of restriction on you. For what? Just for a mistake. But this right here, turning a kid gender all the way over, they don't consider that a crime. They don't arrest you for that. Why? It's devil hurt you living. That's it.
Parents are completely and wholly worried about this.
Shelley Skeen is an attorney with Lambda Legal. Lambda Legal sued on behalf of two parents after Governor Greg Abbott's directive to investigate some parents of transgender children for potential child abuse. Lambda Legal won in court Wednesday, but the state appealed.
judge's ruling said that the family could not be investigated.
Yeah, that, of course. At the end of the day, that's what the judge is there to do, to keep the agenda in line. That's all they're doing, people. The whole of them involved in it. All of them.
DFPS. And because of the appeal now, that ruling is stopped. So what that means is DFPS can investigate the family.
The governor's directive specifically focuses on parents who provided gender-affirming care in the form of medicine that stalls puberty.
Wow.
Leading healthcare groups like the American Medical Association and the American Psychiatric Association call it medically necessary.
Medically necessary. Why did they do that, people? Why did they make those medication? Why did they come up with these medication to change people's gender? Why?
These organizations have come out in agreement.
Kate Black is with Disability Rights Texas.
Disability.
You're not medical professionals.
It's disability, people. They call it a disability. You're born with a penis. It's a disability now. You're born with a vagina. It's a disability. You have to change it out. What kind of dumb world we live in, people? Wow, really fucking shocking here.
Medical professionals to determine what's medically necessary.
Right
and
here.
The scientific community is in one voice, in lockstep.
Of course, because the scientific community is fucking fakery. 100%. Everything they put on the damn science to control mankind. What a dumb shit.
Not child abuse. That medically necessary care cannot be child abuse.
Why is medically necessary? Why you call it necessary? Wow, people, they're destroying the creator work right in front of your eyes and you can't see it. They do it with the global warming bullshit. Take away naturality and they're doing it right here again and the people can't see it. You think that two men together can continue naturality? No. You can't. That's going the wrong way, people. A woman and a woman together. A man turn into a woman turn into a man. Sodom and Gomorrah.
The governor and attorney general Ken Paxton are among those who think these investigations need to happen, as this fight in the courts is just getting underway.
When speaking to our transgender clients, they're very nervous and very distressed.
In Dallas,
Transgender clients.
I'm Alex Rose.
What a dumb shit, people. And I told you, it's just to put this out there right now. That's why the Greg Abbott opened his mouth. The trans is what they're going to use to take over the whole wide world. That's why you see Hollywood coming out with the non-binary bullshit to show you that they're not gender, meaning they're not a specific gender. What a dumb shit, people. Wake up.
Kids could be ripped from their homes, from parents who love them.
Tonight, from the courthouse to the Capitol.
And this is perfect right here to rip a kid from the home. No lie. You know I don't believe in the government mingle with the people, but I'm telling you right now, you shouldn't hold no kid if you're one of these people right here that believe in changing the baby gender. You hear me? After all, if you look at it, these are the most wickedest people that live. You hear me? These are the most wickedest people on the earth. Why would you do those shit to the kids? You don't know why they get programmed. You know 100% why. You know why. You give them the TV to watch and program them like I don't tell you about Disney. Disney is a 100% devil programming for your kids. You let them watch Disney, now they want to change their gender. And what do you do as a dumb fucking parent? You participate. You take the kid to the fucking wicked doctor and let them change your gender. What you telling me? That you're supposed to have a kid? You're supposed to have a kid in your home. I don't think so. That's a wicked fucking act. How can you go ahead and change a kid's gender, take him to the doctor, cut off their damn penis, turn it into a vagina and start feeding them medication to turn them into a woman? Are you telling me you should have a kid? No, you should be shot. 100%
in Texas rallying against alleged child abuse investigations targeting parents of transgender youth. This one targeting parents of transgender youth. This one outside a hearing on the issue held Wednesday.
It is absolutely unconscionable.
Look at this right here, people. This is what they're pushing. What is this on screen, people? What is this on screen? I already told you, people. You see, I never miss. A lot of people mad because I do transgender videos and break it down. You can't stop me from doing this. This is a part of the fucking truth that you need to get. This is agenda right here that they got gonna take over the whole world. This agenda right here gonna take over the whole wide world. No, people, like I tell you, they show you man and woman in movies and TV shows from you was growing up kissing. Then they flip it on you. I told you a long time, don't watch a movie because you want to see a sex scene. They're gonna fuck you up later. And know what you see. All man and man, woman and woman, transgender, all of this shit they're giving you on screen. What do you think? Later on, like I don't tell you, in a few years, all of the people's gonna look like this. You're not gonna know if you don't have no brain, if it's a man or a woman. That's why I break them down. Because the woman gonna look like a damn man, the man gonna look like a fucking woman. Or they look in between, like this fagabat you see on screen. How you gonna tell? You better be smart.
And unjust, and it cannot stand.
A Texas family alongside the ACLU is now suing the state, claiming an investigator from Child Protective Services showed up at their home last week, asking questions and seeking their 16-year-old transgender child's medical records. The Texas Department of Family and Protective Services declined to comment. The plaintiffs, identified as Jane and John Doe, along with their daughter Mary Doe, placing blame for the investigation on...
Take a look at this fagabat they call habit. Look how he hold the mic, people. That's the 666 he give you right there on the hand sign, and the Freemason sign right there for their salute. 100% in.
And Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton.
Paxton and Abbott do not scare us and will never separate us.
Friends.
Last month, Paxton issued an opinion that the process of transitioning that doctors call gender-affirming care could, quote, legally constitute child abuse. Days later, Abbott weighed in, writing, Texas law also imposes a duty on Department of Family and Protective Services to investigate the parents of a child who is subjected to these abusive gender transitioning procedures. Less than a week later, the plaintiffs say investigators came knocking. The child's mother describing the emotional toll, writing, I have been unable to sleep, worrying about...
bullshit, people. It's 100% bullshit. Like I say, it's just to put a spotlight on it. That's why they call it Jane Doe. They're full of shit. 100% in. You better wake up. These are no real people. They're just putting this shit in the spotlight so all the people can understand it and get it. Because at the same time, they're gonna educate you on this shit. With the science and everything, they're gonna educate you why kids need to change their gender.
We can do and how we can keep our family intact and our daughter safe and healthy. We are living in constant fear. According to the court filing, other families are also under investigation. Some parents with trans youth now worry
they're supposed to look like victims. That's why they do this. You never understand. You're supposed to see these people with your heart burn when you see this shit right there, because they want to let you agree with them. That's all they're doing, people. It's not real shit.
Could be next. What keeps you up at
bricks,
night?
Look at these bricks right there. You sit there and you'll be like, nah, man, there's some bricks. Look at these ugly bricks, people, just to show you that it's a Freemasonry. That's all it is, Freemason programming.
The last week has been terrifying. We're
look at them. They're fake.
in our own home.
So take a look at these right here, people, and you tell me, these are not girls. That's how they do it right there. Like I don't tell you, all those so-called people in the spotlight, Dwayne Wade, Pink, all of these people going, they're transgender. Even the one they call Brad Pitt, Angela Jolie and them, they all going transgenders. That's the new trend, people. They're pushing on you. And don't ask why all of those Kardashian and them only have girls. They are transgenders.
Start to sort of rehearse in your brain the unthinkable of your child being taken away from you.
Rebecca Bryant and her 8-year-old daughter Sunny are among those on the front lines of this fight.
Wow.
My first visit to
it's just a show, people. It's just a show to make you side with these people that want to turn the world into transgenders.
Should have been on a school field trip, not defending my right to exist.
Wow. Testifying at the state.
Defending your right to exist. Wow, what a dumb shit, people. The earth is flipped.
Several times, lobbying against bills they say are anti-trans. The lawsuit, which seeks to block CPS investigations of trans youth, is the first legal challenge to Abbott's directive. Experts have questioned whether it will hold up in court. The governor's office did not respond to NBC's request for comment. If the directive is upheld, what then?
We probably will have to leave the state, which is part of the intention of all of this. We don't want you
here. They're all drags. The modern family, that's what they're selling the masses. And I'm going to show you it's a worldwide agenda. Make it run.
Eric, this is a heartbreaking story. Paloma Vasquez.
Yes, of course you have to tell us it's a heartbreaking story because you're pulling on the human being heartstring. So you have to tell them what's heartbreaking. What a dumb shit.
Fled Latin America because of the hate-fueled stigma against trans people there, only to come to America.
You believe it, people? They tell you that the person run away from Latin America because it's fear that people gonna kill him because it's a drag. They come to America and somebody kill it because it's a drag. What a dumb shit from the dumb
where she thought she was safe and have her life ended.
Bullshit. It's to pull on your heartstring, people. It's to make you love trans. It's to make you side with the fucking evil peoples on the earth. That's all it is. I'm not bending. They can't touch my heart. They fucking fake 100% to get these transgenders out on the masses.
Tonight, a rallying cry outside Houston City Hall to honor a 20...
There you go, with the Aleister Crowley finger to the face, finger to the temple right there. They tell you that this drag died. They only show you a picture. What a fucking dumb shit.
9-year-old woman killed in her own home.
She had just moved into a new apartment and was very excited about decorating.
Paloma Vasquez was found shot inside her Gulfton area apartment on Houston's southwest side Saturday.
Okay, what the fuck that got to do with trans? People die in their home every fucking day. You watch the news and see that shit? Watch your local news. Every day people die. So what the fuck happened here? Because it's a trans, it should be more highlighted. Get the fuck out of here.
Police say there was no sign of forced entry into her apartment. She was shot twice. Paloma Vasquez was a transgender woman.
Wow.
Whenever a trans person is killed, they are killed because they are trans.
Bam. You hear that, people? Whenever a trans person killed, they're killed because they're trans. You hear that? So now this is a hate crime. You see that right there, people? You believe this? Pulling on the dumb people heartstring. Don't believe them. They're just trying to make a way for you to accept these people. Like I say, if you accept them, you fuck. Later on, you're gonna be confused. What I tell you, people, wait till this shit knock on your damn door. Then you're gonna understand the agenda. It's gonna take over the whole wide world.
The Organization for Latina Trans in Texas says Vasquez had only just immigrated to the U.S. 6 months.
Look at this right there, people. Of course, 6 months is a code. All drags right here. Pay attention.
Go from Latin America.
As most trans women who are here from Latin America, they're here because they're scared of being killed in their own country.
Wow,
that's
what
correct.
a dumb shit. So, of course, in America, you're safe. Everybody run to America, you're safe. Everybody dumb around the world. This just prove it, man. You're not gonna die if you come to America. Move. Now take a look at this fucking Adidas commercial, and I always show you. Don't trust this fucking shit right there. As you can see, they got the one eye in the ground. Look at it. That's the one eye to represent the devil with the pyramid right there, said Adidas. Pay attention what they're pushing right here on the masses, and you will get it what I said. It's the trans world you live in. That's what it is. And then they're going to show you in plain sight what they're about. I don't have to tell you. Pay attention.
It's impossible.
Pay attention. It's impossible.
To take hold of the world's...
That's a drag with the bone in the neck, like I always show you. That's a man. He look pretty to you. You're dumb as a rock. Just makeup and hair. And you buy it as a female. Pay attention.
Spotlight overnight. Create your own uniform. Be a cover model.
A cover model and another drag again they show you. So this is a transgender commercial you get from Adidas. This is how they do it, people. They're taking over the whole wide world. Later on, you as a heterosexual, they're gonna kick you in your ass. Because you buy all of this shit and bend where they want it to bend. And then they get rid of the real people and bring you these right here.
Powerful athlete. Or compete as a trans woman.
Bam. You hear that? Compete as a trans woman. And that's real big right now. All the Olympics and them shit that they're showing you games, they have a so-called conflict about transgender performing. They have people who wrestle as a man and then say, oh, well, no, I'm gonna go as a woman next. Then all of a sudden now you are a wrestling woman flipping over all the other people. Come on, people, why would they do this? It's a trans world. That's where you're going. Adidas commercial tell you right here what their agenda is. This is what they're pushing nowadays. Every fucking commercial gonna show you them. Transgenders and gays, just like they do in movies and TV shows, all of them is drag. There you go. Look at this shit right there. So there you go. Look at this shit.
Impossible. No. I'm possible.
You hear that? They're possible people, because this is what they're doing right now. Turning the world trans. Right there. And if I break it down and show you that this is a trans, I got so many people mad at me. But they don't get it. But I said, I don't rush people to wake up when it comes to this truth. I just do it and leave it. One day it go slap you across your face and then you go get it. I'm gone.